you're all on this line. I mean, we can probably just, like, press the attack button, right? Maybe, maybe not. Okay. Problem with Eritrea, I don't know if you know this, is that it's full of mountains. Which is, like, never a great time. I don't like the mountains. I don't know. Anyone here pro mountain? Not me, I can tell you that much. I was kind of thinking, like, I don't know if I've ever actually seen, like, a real mountain. Yeah, I know the Twitch crashed. I don't know. I've had some internet issues recently. I'm not really too sure 100% why. But I was thinking, like, I've never seen a mountain. Like one that's got like the snowy peak and shit. Maybe one day. Maybe one day. What are you guys doing? Okay, let's go take the city. This will be your last victory point. Hello, Glass Joe. How are you? I don't know. Can anybody tell me if both Twitch and YouTube chat shows up at the bottom? I think they both should be there, but I don't actually know. Someone who lives near a mountain state, I haven't either. Can I kill you? Well, it's kind of funny, like, just how some people, like... Only YouTube? Okay. Not much I can do about that, at least right now. But it's always kind of funny. Not, like, funny, but interesting that, like, that people live different lives. Isn't that strange? 'Cause I remember I was watching a YouTuber who is Giant Grant Games. He does, like, a lot of StarCraft 2 content. And I was watching, because I guess he lives in, like, the Pacific Northwest or something like that, right? And apparently, like, doesn't thunder. Or, like, they don't get lightning over there. Which is, like, stunning to me. That they say, like, it thunders, like, once a year. I think we get, like, 20 thunderstorms a year where I live. Like, it's not a rare event. But then there's some places, of course, there's probably people in chat right now, or at least watching the video, who, like, have not ever seen snow. Or they haven't seen the leaves change color. But there's things I've never seen a mountain. So, there's that. More support for the reformer sounds good. I've only ever seen the ocean one time. You've lived in California. You've only seen thunder twice in your life? That is fucking insane to me. That's so crazy. What happened? Hey, yeah, that's good for us. That's good for us. Like, I want to say... I think the last time it thundered here... God, I want to say it was, like, probably, like, 2 weeks ago. Like, it's, like, such a non-event. But I guess if you live in, like, I don't know, like, Death Valley, it's... Nothing happens. You just, like, it's dry. Because if it doesn't rain, then it can't really thunder too often. I think there's been, like, one time in my life where they've had, like, democracy in Taiwan. Congratulations. I think there's, like, one time in my life where there's been, like, snow thunder. What else can we do? 50-50 for military stuff. Militarist faction go down by 5. I mean, that sounds good. Snow thunder's weird. That one's definitely a rarity. But I mean, at the same time, it's like I've never felt an earthquake. You know, I've never seen a tornado. People live different lives, you know. I've never seen the desert. Let me just list things I've never seen. I've never seen Pluto with the naked eye. How are you guys doing here? Oh, you're gonna take the capital. Okay, great. Are you gonna capitulate at 0, or are you like gonna be like a little nicer to me? Oh, it's collapsed like 20%. Excellent. That's way nicer. Oh, this is like getting your hills. I guess we'll push into the hills tile first. Okay, we've defunded the military. We have secured Congo. We've got a double Congo situation going on here. And Yazov protest. Patrushev issued a protest against Yanyov's decision of defunding the army. In his letter, he stated that a country without a strong military cannot defend the workers' revolution. As much as he is right, we cannot focus on only military when our people worry about their future. This has triggered a party meeting about all the recent action in the current state of the Soviet Union. Look, I'm not too worried about a potential war. Do you have decisions to bet political power on proxy wars yet? I don't think so. If we do, I don't know where it is. I don't think if it unlocks at some point, we don't have it yet. And I'm assuming as the Soviets we'd probably have it. Ethiopia, excuse me, Ethiopia. You're having a civil war within a civil war? You got the reform Ethiopia. Please. What do you mean the failed military operation against Eritrea? We're doing fucking awesome. What are you talking about? Okay, cool. It's a generic decision. I think this is just... These decisions are just for these here. I didn't care Eritrea in time. God damn it. Okay, let's take a quick gander. Cold War. You are backed by China, so I need to kill you. Look, we can defeat the Eritrean rebels, but before we defeat the Eritrean rebels, we've got to defeat these guys. I'd rather have Eritrea be independent than have these guys be led by the Chinese. Move in, boys. Okay, we have factories. We're able to build stuff. Just build civilian factories wherever. The infrastructure everywhere sucks, so it's not really like that big of a deal. Okay, we're gonna research what a container is. That seems good for our economy. Any engineering techs, radars, 2005 for the computers. I'll go with the 2000 rifles. I think that seems okay. Decisions available. Let's send more equipment, please. Send more stuff. Government forces win the Second Congo War. We're happy to see that one. Lord's Resistance Army seized power in Uruguay, or in Uganda, I should say. Okay, you guys are home. We'll send you to Brown Army, wherever the hell they are. And we're 180 minutes away from midnight. I mean, that sounds pretty good. That's Liberia. Eritrea is almost dead. Perhaps at 32%. So what victory points do you have? You have 2, 3, 4, and you have a couple down in the south. Except for new Hoi 4 DLC. What is the I don't actually know. I don't even think I bought the last Hoi 4 DLC. Thinking about it. Do we have? Where's Addis Ababa? Okay, it's good. It's the super weapons one, right? Very interested to see kind of... I mean, if they can make nuclear weapons actually good and interesting, I think that'll be nice. As opposed to them being... I don't know, dog shit. Like, really, really, really bad. To the point where there's never any reason to actually ever build them. So I think that'll be nice. Actually, we'll keep you here on the border with Eritrea for now. Okay, work around the clock. I don't know if there's a way for me to actually tell which one of those I got. Quantity over quality. Sure. I mean, is this 75 days? Why would I care about 75 days of bonus production? I don't even have any supplies because like we're not even close to the capital. I mean, these Ababa, I mean, it's still holding on. I mean, that's something, right? That's some weird ahistorical stuff. Weird ahistorical stuff in my Hoi 4. You piece of shit. You motherfuckers. Well, you're gonna make Yaniov over here cry. He's gonna be so distraught. Oh, over this. How embarrassing. Can I coup Ethiopia? God damn. What are they? Tigray People Liberation Front. We still got Mozambique. We are gonna lose Angola though. There's no coming back from that one, unfortunately. What about Somalia? Or not Somalia, Sudan. Are any of you aligned with me? No. I don't care about any of you. This is truly what's going to cause the USSR to collapse, is that we lost a war in Ethiopia. Disaster in Paris. This afternoon, Air France flight for 4590 took off a fiery blaze. Well, a bit of a shame for them. I've also never been on a plane. That's another thing I've never done. Never been on a plane. What else have I not done? Ugh. I think aside from, let's go. I mean, it might fuck up the YouTube videos because they might cut off in random points, which is a disappointment. I mean, right now the militarists are most popular. Next up are the reformists. But we should. That's conservatives in the KGB get more popular. I do want to get reformist if we can, right? 50 Shades of CPSU. While factionalism has been present within our party since the days of the RSDRP a century ago, the fact that it's almost paralyzing any form of progress in our state is defeating. Yazov and his militarists are not willing to budge from their plan of expanding their defense budget, almost mirroring the late defense minister Yusinov. While they are right that in times of capitalist world hegemony, the Union's military must be the height of its readiness, it's impossible that our economy could support such a huge and expensive effort. And what for? Some war that might not even come to be? Hugo and his conservatives hold most of the influence within the CPSU, considering that they have existed within the party since Brezhnov's era, and are only expanding further by filling the seats abandoned by Gorbachev's reformists following the 1991 coup. They intend to return the party to today's stability that marks the Brezhnov era, or, at the very least, maintain the current course. While their plan is the most realistic one, can we really expect them to do anything about CPSU's largest problem of the past 2 decades? Stagnation? Roskov's and reformists consist of a rather small amount of CPSU members and functionaries. Being previously tied to Gorbachev didn't give them a good look in the post-coup years. But since they officially cut all contact with him and his clique, they have been kept around to appease a portion of the population that grew to love some benefits of Glasnost and Perestroika, Soviet youth. It is certain that something needs to be changed within the party's policies in the Union, but can we really afford another Gorbachev? Putin and his unofficial clique of KGB apparatchiks is a rather unusual group within the party. They are a rather diverse group, which consists of people who could be aligned with any of the other factions. What is the ultimate goal and policy of Vladimiros is not clear. But it's safe to assume that he has more to do with a personal gain and power, rather than any concrete policy or ideology. And then there's old Yaniev, a man eaten by age and burden of carrying the corpse of the country, which is the USSR, which he officially led, the 1991 coup, and reverted most of Gorbachev's reforms. He never was a stern child like Pugo, nor a reformist like Ryzhkov. At best, Yaniev was a compromiser, someone who tried everything to keep the country afloat and the party stable. At worst, he's an old man with a record of bad leadership decisions, unfit for the position which he currently finds himself in. A union's leader, alone and surrounded. Okay. All that matters is picking a faction in the resignation event you get later? Okay. Is there anything can I get my troops to start firing on UNITA? I think that'd be good for me. Current wars. And again, there's no other wars that we care about right now. Again, I don't think so. We're looking good. We're looking good. Decisions available. Is this for I'll keep sending you stuff. I'm not going to send you any more political power, though. I kind of need that. The 2000 Yugoslav Congress declared null. But the Yugoslav Congress ended with the voting with Milosevic as leader. Okay. So you are still nominally reformist. But we'll see. Can always screw the stream to keep it going. I would prefer if you like try to not coup the stream. Like I know that can be a tricky proposition, you know, because you really want to coup the internet, or not coup the internet. You really want to coup the stream, but I can't let you have that right now. Okay. Okay, the Islamic Salvation Army has won against Algeria. So you're now the Islamic Republic of Algeria. And Yaniyev's legacy. It was a surprisingly great morning. One not often seen in the rural outskirts of the Russian SR. Yaniyev, dressed in a firm suit and dress pants, approached a villa, one larger than almost any home that he could find in urban houses of Leningrad and Moscow. He is greeted by a man slightly bloated and visibly aged. Without a second, Yaniyev was invited in and treated to treats and drinks. But Yaniyev didn't come here for treats or drinks, but to talk about the ongoing politics of the U.S.'s opposition, who was too ill fit for the position, or he would stop his reforms, give up his position as General Secretary, perhaps retiring, and saving a reputation he had left. Only Yaniyev knows the answer. He doesn't like the look of either. Okay. Decisions available. We'll send some more support. Again, do not want to send political power because I kind of need it, but you haven't had a... It's been really bad, actually. Do we want to get... Oh, we'll import a single rubber. We'll get that from Vietnam. Okay, the Millennium Summit. Millennium Summit has been held in the UN headquarters in New York City, being a large gathering of world leaders in history. This has presented countries with a unique opportunity to negotiate and clarify agreements. Both President Dan Quayle... What do you mean? Wait, excuse me. President Dan Quayle? Hello. Oh, no, what? How? America must be fucked if Dan Quayle became president. What happened over there? Oh my god. Isn't Dan Quayle named in Civilization as being like the worst? I mean, I know obviously the Civilization tier list is not necessarily true to form, but like when you finish a game of Civilization, it gives you like a ranking among world leaders. Isn't Dan Quayle always at the bottom, or is it Quisling that's at the bottom? I can't quite remember off the top of my head. One of the two. We have a few days left until you're ready to go. And we're not even fighting any wars anymore. I mean, we would still be fighting in Angola, but I'm stupid. The bitter truth. Yaniyev was never good at giving speeches. His performance at the press conference back in 1981 proves that more than any other speech he gave. Nonetheless, he was been the leader of the world's second superpower. He had made many hard decisions before, so this speech shouldn't be any problem for him. However, knowing that the party itself is more divided than ever, he had to make a choice here. There were many things he could criticize today, but if he did, his speech would have no end in sight. Therefore, he had to make a choice. As he stepped to the podium in front of hundreds of party members and cameras, he began his speech. The first part of it was praising the recent success of the Union, both in economic and political fields, as well as in science. After what seemed as an eternity, he got to the hardest part of the speech, the critic of the Union's many problems. Yeah, the Norwegian Quisling. And as the entire Congress watched as he began his critique of... Okay, so who do we want to reduce? Let's reduce... Oh no, this is increasing. I'm reading it backwards because I'm dumb. Okay, lack of reforms to the Union's economy. Give me 10 more points for the reformist. Okay. I want to get any point. I mean, at this point, I've got a feeling that Angola is a lost cause. I can't see a reality in which they somehow make a comeback. You cannot Schwarzenegger in the 2008 election under the Reform Party. It's crazy. That's wild. Okay, we'll send more guns. I have guns. Like I can give them as many guns as they possibly want. Wait, how does Schwarzenegger become president? He's not a born citizen. He's Austrian, right? Like, I know he was governor, which is still it's still crazy that he was ever governor of California, but he can't become president. A troubling letter. No, this can't be. It just can't be. We did everything. How could it possibly not be working? Yanev looked at the economic reports the union's economy minister delivered to him. After putting the papers on his desk, he sat back in a chair, looking at the clock. Only then did he realize that it's well past midnight. Almost 20 hours without sleep. For what? Another failure? He decided and thought to himself. How old were all the other general secretaries before him? Perhaps it was time for him to finally consider retirement. Excuse me. After all, party could decide who could replace him. Maybe Krykov could come out of retirement and take temporary leadership until the party sorts itself out. Still, he couldn't really leave it empty. Besides main players like Putin and Yazov, there were many more, ready to tear each other apart as soon as either resigned or kicked the bucket. But whatever he was thinking in the moment was quickly dashed aside as soon as the secretary entered. Yanev, I'm delivering a letter from the Politburo. They request that this letter be urgently sent to you. Yanev took the letter into his hands and then dismissed the secretary. Opening it, he didn't know what to expect, but there was a feeling that it couldn't be anything good. The letter was rather long, perhaps too long for him to read at this hour, but he continued. The structure and language were formal, as per usual, but the contents of the sentences were rather serious. Due to failures of your initiatives in both economic and political sectors, as well as overall lacking leadership, the Politburo considers your resignation or early retirement to be placed at one of the issues in the next session of the Party Central Committee. Yanev sat there, in total silence as he reread the entire paragraph again, and looked at a list of signatures of all the members of the Politburo. This can't be. He knew that the party was displeased with his leadership for the last several years, but still came to a shock to him. He just placed the letter back on the table and stood up and looked outside the window. Perhaps they were right.